So I feel like a lot has been said lately, and probably rightly so, with the drop of the new vintage content, the new card series that just came out, that the content in MLB The Show 26 is just not good. I mean, this is the third content drop in a row that's basically felt the exact same, the same structure, the same kind of vibe of cards, really. Like all these last three sets of cards in the drop, these vintage cards, the mural cards, and the cityscapes cards, they all kind of have the same vibe, and that vibe is like they're the replacement for Team Affinity now that they're not doing continuous Team Affinity drops this year. And I think the biggest problem with this and the biggest complaint that people have had is that all these drops come with a collection that you got to spend stubs on in order to get the cards in the drop that actually matter. Because every one of these last three drops, you have the program, and then along with it, you have the conquest. You have, of course, the menus are being slow. That's another issue. Oh my God, this is legitimately, that took like 20 seconds. I'm not even going to go into the others, but you have the Conquest, you have a new mini season, you have a new Diamond Quest, all of those with new cards from the new vintage series, and none of those cards matter. Pretty much all the cards, all the rewards that you can grind out from these modes from the program, it all just feeds into the collection. And then you have to spend stubs to get the extra cards that you need to finish the collection to get the cards that actually matter. So today, I just want to talk about how I think they could do it better. I think this could be a lot more fun, and I think it could be very simple to make it a lot more fun. And I think we kind of have to go back to look at how it used to be in order to also understand why it's not as fun right now. Because I think the biggest thing to me is just these last couple of years, I feel like they've had such an emphasis on the programs that come out, especially saying it's like, oh, it's a 45-minute grind. It's an hour grind to finish this program. And like, I understand why that's what they want to say and that's what they want to advertise, because like, oh, I can not spend a whole lot of time and stay caught up with the content. But the problem is when they give you a shorter grind, that also means the program itself isn't as worth it. Like in this vintage drop, like sure, this Matt Carpenter is solid. Not like he's a bad card by any means, but he's also not anywhere near the main card or the best card in this drop. So for me, I think it would make the game and the grind a lot more fun to go back to how I feel like it used to be, where the grinds actually felt like a grind. Like it actually took you some time, took you some effort, some brain power to finish a program, but then finishing a program was actually worth it. The cards you would get at the end of a program were like some of the best in the game, at least at the time that the program was coming out, obviously. So I want to take you guys back real quick to MLB The Show 21, the one that a lot of people consider to be the best MLB The Show maybe ever, at least of the recent MLB The Shows, the last 5+ ish years. Because I kind of want to show you guys what I'm talking about. So in Diamond Dynasty here, obviously, it was the end of the year, so it's not all the up-to-date programs that I can show you. It was also structured a lot differently, like the inning programs were definitely like the main thing you always were working towards. But if we go to the player programs tab here, which this kind of looks like, is it just called assorted programs now? I don't remember. So like early on, there's not really much to compare it to, because some of these early programs, these were those type of like 45-minute grind things, but they didn't really advertise these early programs as like, oh, this is a card you got to go after. It was more like, here's a quick grind to give you a card that maybe some people want to use, but also it kind of more fed into the inning program. Like you finish one of these quick programs, collect him as a mission in the program and get like 20,000 XP or something like that, which also that could that could probably help with how the inning programs work this year, but that might be a topic for a different day. But a good non-inning program comparison for what I'm trying to talk about, for what I want programs to start looking like this year, is this All-Star Game program. Because at the end of this, you got this 99 overall Ronald Acuna Jr., who at the time was really good. Like everyone wanted this card. And keep in mind, programs this year, it's just kind of like get stats with any players. Just do it in the background. It's not really something you have to work towards. But if you wanted to get this Ronald Acuna Jr., who genuinely was one of the best cards in the game when it dropped, you had all these moments, so 3 points apiece, that's 30 points for the moments. You had missions, which these are all worth 5, there's 8 of them, so that's 40 points for the missions, and the missions were like directed, like you had to get stats with a certain series, stats with a home run series, not just a background parallel XP grind. But that even only got you up to 70 points. To get you the rest of the way, you had to collect all 30 Team Affinity All-Stars that also came out at the same time, and like you had to do that to finish the program. So then to see what that Team Affinity grind was like, it was broken up by by division back in the day here, but you had to get 100 points of team affinity to get all 5 cards from a division. But then the structure here was also more fun. You had some moments, 5 moments, 8 points apiece. That's what, 40? So playing those moments gets you up to 40 points, which only gets you your first card. But then from there, the missions, I mean, you go down here, now you have specific missions with those players. You had to get 5 extra base hits with Cedric Mullins, 3 homers with Devers, 3 homers with Judge. So it actually like incentivized you to use the cards that you were unlocking as you went through. And then obviously there's these repeatable ones, which you had to then also still use specific cards like from this division, like these All-Star Series ones. It was non-2021 All-Stars, and you had 2021 All-Stars. This was also the people you earn in the program. And you had to do all that for each division 6 times in total to then get all 30 players to then unlock your 99 overall Ronald Acuna Jr. And it was a lot. It was a grind. Took a long time, but it was worth it, and it was free. You can also look at the structure of the monthly awards program, which again, this was different than they do it this year. It was only at the end of a month you had the main monthly awards program. But the main card at the end of it, I mean, this was April, but at the end of April, we were getting a 95 Byron Buxton, who was really good, obviously, when he came out, one of the best cards in the game. And again, you had moments. I think these got you up to 40 points out of 100. And then you had missions, and you had to specifically use, like for these 3 players from the Tops Now series to get a certain amount of hits, extra base hits, strikeouts, but then also use the cards you earn along the way. Like all the cards you earn along the way had a mission. So like specifically, you unlock Cedric Mullins, then you go into the missions. You got to get 5 hits with Cedric Mullins. That gives you another 4 points, and you work your way through the program like that. So you were actually using the players you earned to then earn the next player to then eventually finish the program. And again, it was a grind, but it was worth it, and it was free. So now getting back to MLB 26, let me talk about how I would love to see content drops be structured, honestly, from here on out. And I think just the simplest answer would be, I would love to see the new content be program focused. Like these new programs that come out, instead of making them an hour-long grind for a card that's worth only an hour-long grind, make the program more of a grind. Have it take some time, have a no-lifer like me. Maybe it would take me 8+ hours to finish the program if I wanted to sit down and finish it on day 1. Maybe a casual player, it takes them the whole weekend, maybe a week, maybe it takes them all the way up until the next one comes out. But again, if the reward's worth it, if you're earning one of the best cards in the game, personally, I think I would, and I think people would have a lot more fun with it because you have something meaningful you're working towards, instead of just feeling like the best cards in the drop are locked behind a paywall and you'll never be able to get them because you don't have as much stubs. So like, to get into more specifics about it, like I was saying before, they always release a conquest, they release a mini season, a diamond quest, an event a lot of the times. Have those be part of the program. Like, I don't know if you want to make the program worth more than 100 points, but even if it was 100 points, have the conquest be worth like 15 or 20, the mini season, however you want to structure that reward. If it's just getting like the main player that you get in the mini season. So like for the vintage series, it would be the Mitch Garver once you get 22,000 parallel XP. Maybe once you unlock this, that's another 15, 20 points in the program. Same thing with the diamond quest, maybe same thing with the event. I would love to also see the program itself be structured a lot like what I was showing you in 21, where the players you earn along the way, you actually had to use them. So like in this one specifically, maybe I get my first 20 points. Maybe there's enough moments to get me right up to 20 points. I unlock Luis Ariz. Maybe I got to get like 5 or 10 hits with him. Or maybe they have a couple things. Like maybe Luis Ariz himself has like 3 missions. Maybe one of them's parallel XP, maybe another one's hits, maybe another one's extra base hits or something like that. Each of them worth a couple of points. And I would use him then while I'm playing the conquest, which would be working towards getting more points. And then as I'm playing the conquest, then I unlock the next player and use them in mini seasons. And then as I do that, I unlock the next player. So you know what I mean? It's like you're always working towards something. You're also always using players that you've just unlocked along the way. I think that would also make the program itself a lot more fun, because right now, I don't really feel like the program, I don't know if connected is the right word. I don't feel connected to it because everything you have to do, it's just hits with any players, parallel XP with any players, I guess parallel XP with some vintage series players. But it's just like all stuff that's just done in the background. Like you're playing something else and you're working towards the program in the background. You're not like actively working towards the program. And then again, the biggest part of all this is what you're working towards has to matter. It has to be worth it. So then let's talk about the reward structure. So right now, if you look at the collection with the new vintage series players, there's 2 cards at a 96 overall. These are the best 2 cards of the drop. One of them is for finishing the collection. The other one is a chase pack. What I'd want to see is for finishing the program, finishing that long grind, I want to see that final reward be a choice pack of the 2 best players in the drop. So for this one, if we're talking vintage series, finishing the program, you'd get a choice pack of Ketel Marte or Derek Jeter, and you can only take 1. Then from there, I think you can still have a collection. You can still have packs come out, deluxe, premier, ultra packs with all those players, and again, still have a collection. But what the collection would do is if you collect all those players, you just get that same choice pack. So you can either grind to earn the choice pack, or you can collect to earn the choice pack, or if you grind and collect, that's how you'd be able to get both cards. Now, personally, I would love to see that pack then be sellable, but I understand why it wouldn't be, but I'm just pretty much always going to advocate for things to be sellable so you can make stubs and spend those stubs in areas where you'd actually want to use them. So like essentially the overall drop itself and the content that comes out with it that you're playing, it's all the same that we're seeing right now. I'm not really proposing drastic changes to how things are structured like I feel like a lot of other people have. It just is a way to make it feel more worth it and make it feel more fun to play what we're already playing. I think it would make a huge difference to feel like you're actually able to grind towards the best players in the game rather than like it is now where it feels like we're just grinding for filler and all the best cards are locked behind a paywall. So all of a sudden, that same grind that people are saying is monotonous right now, I think that exact same grind becomes more fun because, like I said a million times by now, you're working towards the best rewards in the game. But I think it also creates more of a balance between grinders and spenders, because if you'd rather just, spend your stubs to get the best cards in the game and not put in the hours to finish the program, you could still buy all the cards you need for the collection and get the pack that way to get one of the 2 best rewards and then just, finish the program in the background as you so please. But then the grinders still have access to the best cards in the game, as long as you're willing to put the hours in. I know there's always going to be people who say, I can't spend that much time on the game. But for me personally, I think in a mode like this, that's okay. Like you should be rewarded for playing the game, for working on the game. You shouldn't be rewarded for opening your wallet, or you shouldn't only be rewarded for opening your wallet is what I should say. So I don't know. This is a very different type of video for me. I just was thinking about this and I wanted to get this out there. I really hope, even though this is a different type of video for me, I really hope that this gets enough reach to maybe put it in front of the right eyes, and maybe people in charge of making some decisions or in charge of showing the people who make decisions can come across this. I'd love to see this implemented in the game. Like, seriously, if any of you are watching SDS, just try this one time. You're releasing a new drop every week anyway. What would it hurt to give this a try for 1 week? Just one content drop with this structure that I was just talking about. See what people say. See if people spend a ton of less money. If you make a bunch less money on it, then sure, I guess I get it. But I honestly think more people having more fun would overall lead to more players, and more players means or more people willing to open up their wallets. And I would think it would balance out. If not, maybe it'd make some more money. I'm also not necessarily saying this is perfect. I do think there's a lot of other areas of the game that I would like to see changed for the better. And maybe those are some things I can talk about in the future if you guys enjoy this type of video that I don't normally make. So do let me know in the comments what you think about what I said, if this is a good idea or if I'm a moron. Also, maybe let me know if you wanted to see me talk about more of this type of stuff. Like I said, I have thoughts on how the inning programs could work. I have thoughts on how I would structure the new salary cap mode that a lot of people have talked about. A lot of people would like to see. So let me know again if you like this kind of stuff by hitting that like button for me. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. But thank you guys for watching. Get this in front of the right eyes. And if you are the right eyes, please do this. I want to see it. I want to play it.